I see that this game has been classified as action horror. No doubt about action, but horror? There are barely any scares and tension is far below par for an acceptable horror game. Apparently, as long as Dead Space is in the title of the game, it's considered horror.
By the 25th century, Earth's resources were ravaged, consumed, exhausted.
This VA is literally amazing as a narrator. I could listen to him narrate an anecdote about toast.
Desperate and on the verge of extinction, we cast out into the void of space and discovered rich new worlds waiting to be cracked open.
The closest planet to our solar system is Alpha Centauri Beta, and its distance is 4.3 light years from Earth. So unless we develop technology that allows us to teleport, finding other planets to crack and scavenge for resources is impossible. Look, I'm not doubting the fact that humanity has the intellectual capacity to invent a method to travel beyond the speed of light. Rather, I'm saying the fact that they were able to pull this off during a time on Earth which could be classified as the apocalypse.
We cast out into the void of space and discovered rich new worlds waiting to be cracked open.
Clearly wrecking one planet is not satisfying enough for our species.
Isaac engineered his escape.
If Isaac relied on the flamethrower to escape the Ishimura, then I know that this prologue is a pack of lies.
For the marker changes all.
Until it gets pulverized by a moon-sized tectonic mass. Also, if Dr. Kine is narrating this, then how does he know about any of the events past his death? Is he the ghost of Markham's future?
Isaac, are you there? Come in!
Wow, Nicole, you sound completely different. I guess experiencing death does that to people.
Look at the time difference. I'll call you back later.
It's okay.
Wow, Isaac, you're not a mute. I guess experiencing death does that to people.
USG Ishimura.
Ishimura? How can you pronounce a word that way without intentionally doing so? That's like if I pronounce tectonic as tectonic. I get that this is supposed to be creepy, but I can't help but think this makes her head look like a jack-o'-lantern. Hey, prick magnet, take it easy with the flashlight. This guy has been in stasis for 3 years. That whole line in the first game that Kendra stated about two kinds of necromorphs, where one was infecting corpses and the other was creating corpses to infect, was a bunch of BS. Also, necromorphs have a distinct resistance to bullets and other projectiles, but are extremely weak to headbutting. Apparently, all the necromorphs weren't committing mass genocide because they were having a tea party until Isaac rudely interrupted them. I'm adding 10 sins here due to the fact that Isaac is stabbed, chokeslammed, and thrown like a ragdoll throughout the course of this game numerous times and recovers 5 seconds later. I guess the door was hungry. I'll have to remember to tell it to chew its food next time. These soldiers, like 99% of their brothers in arms, went to the Rambo school of shooting at things. Except for the fact that for Rambo it actually worked. Curiosity. This is literally the only time where project personnel tried to terminate Isaac, so either Tideman only sent 2 soldiers to complete this task, or they were complete and utter failures and were annihilated by necromorphs before even reaching said facility. This knife slash was in an upward direction, so Isaac's arms must be bleeding right about now. And clearly they are not, meaning Isaac is immune to bladed weapons. That or this guy has eyes in places that I'd rather not imagine. Also, if this dude was planning to help Isaac, why pretend to be the bad guy? Because exposition. An already foretold exposition.
Clarke! Isaac Clarke, is that you?
Who are you?
My name is Dana. I'm the one trying to rescue you.
Why? What's going on?
You're suffering from a unique form of dementia, Isaac. Something you contracted on Aegis 7.
How do you know that? How do you know all this about me?
Your dementia will kill you. But if you can get here, I can treat you and get you to safety.
Why should I trust you?
Because I'm not the one shooting at you.
Isaac asks all the right questions, but accepts this as an answer.
Welcome, DEC engineer Isaac Clarke. Access granted.
Access granted? If Isaac is as important as everyone keeps claiming he is, why is he authorized to use vents? They might as well left glowing arrows pointing to a way out.
Calm down. I'll cut you out of there. Is that a tissue laser? A plasma cutter?
An interesting aspect to note about the plasma cutter is that even currently these medical tools are in development. So no doubt this concept was taken from existing technology. But the plasma cutter is exactly what the name implies. Why does it fire a projectile? Which moronic buffoon came up with a design for this thing? Also, the doctors totally abandoned this guy.
Remember me. Patient 5. I'm patient 5, remember?
Do you have a name, cheesehead? How hard was it to say I'm Strauss? I mean, when I meet someone new at work, I don't introduce myself as employee number 2954.
Look, I don't need your help.
Fine. Let's see how long you last without.
In retrospect, refusing help from the one person who knows their way around in the middle of an evacuation wasn't the best idea. This life support system requires having a plasma cutter at the ready 24/7 to avoid dying like an overinflated balloon in outer space. Is this elevator part of a tour through a haunted house?
Isaac! Isaac, over here!
Who are you?
It's the drugs, Isaac. They gave us drugs to make us forget. But it's all coming.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you calling me?
Isaac asks this question, but Strauss answers with another answer, to which Isaac responds with a statement that would precede that answer. In other words, this is an over-the-top way of saying they're having this conversation in reverse. Evil washing machines.
The marker was destroyed, Dana. I destroyed it.
You did not destroy the marker. You ran away like a little girl and got lucky. Cancelled or delayed. They are not the same. Isaac has evolved from hacking to open a door to opening a door by simply punching it to just willing it open when required. Hey Isaac, what you doing? Just hanging? Okay.
You're very important to them, Isaac.
That's why they're trying to kill you.
Hey, Dana, there's this crazy guy that keeps contacting me. I saw him back at the hospital.
Isaac spills so many beans, then he wonders why he needs an industrial vacuum to clean up the mess.
Dana, the Church of Unitology? No, Dana, we shouldn't be in here. This is the last place we want to be right now.
Isaac! My brother died trying to rescue you.
This guilt trip session actually works. Of all the idiotic, foolhardy, reckless decisions, hasn't he ever heard of compromise? Didn't his experience on the Ishimura teach him anything? By conceding to my desire to impale your eye with a syringe and thereby preventing you from making us whole again. Necro chickens.
I think they're jamming our signal with a mobile device. They must have a gunship position near the compound.
Now what? Change your plans?
No. If they knew where we were, they would have killed us by now.
At the entrance to the Church of Unitology, we see the gunship tracking Isaac. In addition, Isaac's adventure has been within the confines or within the basic perimeter of the church. From the seminar rooms to the closets and even the morgue. They haven't killed you by now because an opportunity hasn't presented itself. These are basic seek and destroy militia tactics.
You're a unitologist. Of course you are. Why did I trust you?
Well, you didn't have a choice, Isaac.
I'm pretty sure that was a rhetorical question.
Now would you escort Isaac to the shuttle and put him in stasis?
Ordered Dana as her 60 IQ henchman pondered what the word escort means. There are so many sins here that pointing them out in a hilarious souffle of jokes will be onerous. So I'm just going to give it 20 sins for this Dragon Ball Z invulnerability BS.
Strauss, look, it's over. All my plans just blew out the window.
What plans? Your previous endeavors involved retrieving a cure for your dementia from an unverifiable source which resulted in a bucket of laughs for any astronomers and physicians out there. Necropimples.
I'm saying I'm gonna help. The last person who said that tried to kill me.
Hey, take it easy. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Yeah, you got that right. You try it, and you're dead.
And then she immediately puts her guard down by turning her back to him. This soundtrack made this the most ominous part of the game, so I'm inclined to remove a sin. Unfortunately, this part lasts about 15 to 20 minutes in a 4-hour game.
But if he does anything stupid, anything, I will shoot him.
Taking a screwdriver to the eye isn't classified as stupid in our list. Also, screwdrivers still exist.
Public sector is already beyond acceptable recovery conditions. I can't allow you to escape. Goodbye, Clarke.
This call has literally no purpose beyond fulfilling the quota of being a power-mad politician and a massive prick.
Look out! It's headed for you!
No, it was clearly headed for you, then took a detour because glowing lights tickle its fancy.
Ellie, I've got the elevator repaired.
Isaac doesn't understand a branch of engineering, he understands the whole tree. This section is pretty cool when it comes to ingenuity, but then is butchered thanks to faulty security. Laser traps are activated to avoid unauthorized passage, but it can't do something simple like locking a door? More BS. I'm not sinning the fact that Isaac survived after falling from such a great height. If he was 200 pounds on Earth, then he'd weigh about 25 to 30 pounds on Titan, so it's entirely possible to survive a landing from that altitude with the thrusters. I'm sinning the fact that he managed to land on his feet.
Isaac, I'll try to open the CEC door on your level. Giving it my codes, but it's not working. I'm authorized for this. Open up, you bastard! There, it's open.
Ellie opens the security door by making it feel bad.
Goodbye.
This is the second time this douchebag has walked away assuming Isaac is dead.
There's an industrial transport upstairs. Runs on the same spoke as the commuter train. It should get us to government sector. One of us will have to deploy it from the gear house.
Staring. Asking. Stay here and I'll try to get him on his feet.
Here's an idea. Why don't you send her while you try to get the information you need from Strauss? It's not like she'll die. After all, she's proven she can kick copious amounts of Necromorph tushy. No, Isaac encouraged Nicole to go and assured her she was doing great. Geez, you are really bad at this. If all this is happening inside Isaac's mind, then shouldn't the marker be making irrefutable arguments or using Isaac's own doubt against him? Because all these claims can be rebutted. I'm starting to believe that all the people that died of dementia didn't know how to logic. If that's the case, I should be adding a few thousand sins to the counter. Wait, are you saying Isaac had all of Nicole's transmission in the first game but didn't watch it through to the end because he had assumed she had already died? We are a naturally curious species. That goes beyond all human reasoning. Epic fail, story writers.
Okay, Ellie, you ready? One more.
What? Are you crazy? That one in the middle. If you set that off, it will incinerate everything in here.
And the first one didn't because... Also, the developers are telling me that creating a controlled explosion requires no strategic planting of any kind, and any explosive is a-okay. So the next time a building is being demolished near your neighborhood, tell the demolitions team to use an atom bomb on the south side of the block. That'll make their day.
If I can line the tracks up just for a few seconds, you should be able to get the transport across. Stay ready, and take care of Strauss.
Isaac, no! This is a really bad idea.
I'll stick around. I'm full of bad ideas.
This plan works. Also, how on earth did they manage to salvage the ship? Last I remember, the USM Valor collided with the Ishimura. What should have been salvaged is a bunch of parts, but the story writers need to develop Isaac's dementia further, so ta-da! Also, the Ishimura gets the spa treatment, while the Valor gets a whole lot of screw you. Nicely done, developers. Still not enough to qualify as a horror game, though.
There are several shocking findings relating to the sludge-like material found throughout the Ishimura. First, it is human DNA. Second, and far more disturbing, it reanimates in the presence of a marker signal. The only conclusion we can come to is that the entire Ishimura crew was infected and reconstructed and then fell into a soupy DNA sludge when the E27 marker was destroyed.
So what Kendra said in the first game is completely refuted. In fact, now that I think about it, what she stated makes no sense at all. If one kind creates corpses to infect and the other infects corpses, which happened first? This is one of those chicken and the egg scenarios. In any case, I don't like sinning the same thing twice, but if this game is going to keep proving my point, I'll keep sinning it. Ah, hell no! Oh, okay. Nothing to sin here. Moving on.
They're swarming in through a hole in the medical deck. At least you won't have to go through there.
Unexpected obstruction ahead. Shutting down. Welcome to the medical deck.
Crap.
See, this is the kind of element that makes your game feel less horror and more Uncharted. Also, Dead Space 2 among Necromorphs.
Isaac, it's me. I wish I could talk to you.
Yari Lamont put much more emotion in the scene in the first game. No offense to Tanya Clarke, but 90% of all her lines come out as obnoxious and irritating.
Why do you think these memories are somehow my fault? This isn't about the marker, Isaac. This is about you.
No, this is about Nicole, which you are clearly not.
Time to go.
Wait, did Isaac just hang up on Tideman? So he's had this function all this time and only uses it now? This scene does not make him look cool, it only proves he's a masochistic moron.
I'm away. Ellie, did you make it?
Isaac, we crossed the track, but we're coming in hot.
I just need you to see what I see, Ellie. I promise it won't hurt.
Just put down the screwdriver.
Strauss, no!
So Isaac calls Ellie to know if she and Strauss made it across. Then Strauss comes at her with the screwdriver and asks, why so serious? Then Isaac uses the escape pod to crash somewhere near government sector, remains out cold for who knows how long, and when he awakes it cuts to a call where Strauss is still coming at her with the screwdriver. Also, Ellie must have convinced Strauss to make a quick collect call to Isaac before he stabs her in the eye. Ellie survives this. Judging from the way the eyeball is positioned on the screwdriver, Ellie must have been looking 90 degrees toward the inside of her head while facing completely forward. Strauss survives this. Convenient tentacle is convenient and plot savvy. Apparently, Strauss was behind the door waiting for Isaac to hack and restore power to it so he can jump him.
Tell her I didn't mean to do it! Strauss, it's me!
Trying to reason with an insane person. I'm adding 20 cents for one of the stupidest actions from any video game character I've ever seen. He's attacking you with a screwdriver and you respond by removing your helmet, which is the only thing protecting you? Sorry developers, you can't hide Isaac behind an insanity clause this time. And just so we're clear, he does this twice. Should I really care at this point? Loud and annoying is my answer. Reusing the same jump scare after less than 5 minutes. Dear Dead Space developers, do you even know what hallucinations are and how they work? Love, Brain Snack.
Step 4. Acceptance.
Step 1 in game development. Find impossible ways to advance the plot. So ultimately, they dragged Stross around to give them information about how to destroy the marker, which was unlikely considering he was kind of insane. And is rather utterly pointless anyway, since the marker gave Isaac the information he needed via hallucination because he had no other way of acquiring it. Yes, it is as stupid as it sounds.
Looks like we reached the foundation pylons of the government sector.
So how do we get in there?
Straight ahead. We do have a giant drill.
You know I'm riding on top of this thing, right?
Haha, Isaac is going to die. So funny. Isaac survives this.
Isaac. Touch me.
If he had actually touched her here, I would have added 100 sins to the counter. There is only so much nonsense I'm willing to accept.
I don't know what Providence protects you, Clarke, but it ends here.
What did you expect? Sure, Isaac has had some lucky feats, but you would have won this a long time ago with the amount of power and resources available to you, especially if you didn't reveal your plans to Isaac all the time. Face it, you just failed to bad guy. Being an engineer means you know how all mechanical and electronic systems work and have enough knowledge to bypass all created security doors in the universe. See, this is the exact reason why Isaac keeps coming out on top. If these were competent soldiers, then Isaac should have been Swiss cheese the moment he moved. I'm not interested in sinning all the fails of Tideman's soldiers. All I'm going to say is this is what happens when you recruit subhuman troglodyte organisms as your security.
Isaac, where are you going? Well, that's why I'm here, Isaac. To show you the way.
Sure, why not?
I knew you were trouble from the start, but they told me you were necessary.
What is Tideman's motivation? I mean, he's been against Isaac trying to destroy the marker this whole time, and for what? Understanding it? The thing is, Tideman's incentive is to learn how the markers work so that humanity would have an unlimited source of energy and therefore not have to rely on planet cracking. The problem is, unless you read the comics, watch the movies, play the games on the other systems, or read the wiki, you would never know this. This is a prime example of a game which has a story to tell but can't without buying a ton of other merchandise or research. Dead Space 1, 2, and 3 are all from Isaac's perspective, and if that's all you've ever played, that's all you'll ever know. The red marker did the exact same thing on Aegis 7 after you returned it. After eating, sleeping, and breathing necromorphs for the longest time, how do you not know this? Wait, if Stross and Isaac went through this procedure before, how are they not blinded in one eye now? Hey, players! Here's a regenerator without any context.
Fight it, Isaac. You can't fight it. You have to let her go.
I'll never see you.
Isaac, just let her go. I can't take her being in the next game. Isaac puts his hand out front, but the javelin goes through his hand and turns about 45 degrees to avoid hitting him in the face. Dead Space 2 turns into the intro for Spider-Man 3.
Yours is the last body we need to be reborn. The Makers must be absorbed.
The Makers? You mean me? But Strauss said we could destroy the marker.
Not if we consume you first.
God damn it, I trusted you.
Since the beginning, making us whole again is the one line Jacko Nicole keeps saying, so why would you trust her? Because developers needed a way to cure Isaac of his dementia. Otherwise, why not just nuke the place or drop another moon-sized tectonic mass on the marker, right? Wait, did Isaac destroy the marker within his mind? The deuce? Of course the reactor is destabilized. We need a way to physically destroy the marker too. You can just skip this post-credits dialogue. It's just their way of saying we're working on Dead Space 3. Oh joy.
Stick a needle in your eye.